Hello everybody, welcome back to another quick video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. I'm making this video because I had assumed that the real news would have been out by now. It is not. I was terrified and still am of this becoming some type of an FTX price market crash situation, because the amount of misinformation that's being thrown around there, and you wouldn't believe the things that people are saying. I'm pretty sure that all of you are at this point aware that the market has been going down, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it's been going down, as opposed to the other stuff that you've actually been hearing floating around. This is not a conspiracy. This is not like I found the actual news and I'm going to tell you what's going on. If you could share this video or know anybody else who would benefit from this video, please send it to them before we have some type of other nonsensical contagion of prices completely collapsing down. So for those of you, like I said, for those of you who don't know, you were even not looking at the screen, it says Ethereum's price risks a 20% correction amid the SEC's crackdown on crypto staking. There is not a crackdown on crypto staking. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. We are going to work from the back to forward to where we currently are right now so that everyone is up to speed. A couple of days ago, we got news. It says on the screen, Coinbase CEO concerned about SEC ambitions to crack down on crypto staking. This was said by Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase. He was tweeting multiple times a couple of days ago, talking about that he fears that something bad is about to happen and the US SEC is about to make some type of an announcement, and he thinks or heard through the grapevine that apparently it had to do something with cryptocurrency staking, and how he thought that this would be the worst thing in the entire world if this actually ends up happening. This, of course, spooked a lot of people, as if you have this person who is one of the higher ups in the cryptocurrency space talking about that he heard something from someone else that the SEC is about to stop, and he even said retail people, retail customers. That means everyday normal people. You have retail and then you have institutional. He said he heard that the SEC was apparently going to start banning or stopping people within the United States from being able to stake their cryptocurrencies, their Ether, their Cardano, you name it, but only for people who basically were not millionaires and or billionaires. This is similar to the other news that we had heard before in certain parts of Southeast Asia and or in Russia or other countries around the world, where they were basically trying to make laws that said if you were not wealthy, you could not stake, you could not get into cryptocurrencies. And therefore, the idea was that this was also going to happen in the United States of America. Then we got news that apparently it was leaked that the SEC was actually going to make a major announcement. And a lot of people, for some reason online, began to turn this into the people thought that the SEC was openly going to come out in a news announcement on TV and announce that they were going to be settling with Ripple. I'm not sure where that news came from, or maybe it was simply wishful thinking, but a lot of people began to assume that for some reason that the big news that the people from the SEC were going to have is that they were going to come out and announce that they had lost a lawsuit with Ripple. The SEC would never do that. You clearly do not know how the SEC works. These people are, I'll say the word special for right now, just so that we can actually end up moving on. It says cryptocurrency SEC to make a potentially big announcement tomorrow. This was about a day and a half ago, somewhere around there, where we heard that they were going to actually officially announce something. I think that they had even come forward and announced and saying, we have something really big that we have to say about the cryptocurrency space. A lot of people were quite skeptical because a couple of months ago, there was also some major news that the U.S., I think Department of Justice or something like that, said that they were going to announce about the cryptocurrency space, and people assumed the prices fell before, that they were going to announce a ban of some sort in the cryptocurrency space. But it was simply that some crypto exchange in Russia, the owner had been found in like Budapest or something like that, and they took him back. It was something nonsensical, so people were like, what could this big gigantic news actually be? The news that we did end up getting was that Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange. Now, keep in mind, listen to the words that I'm saying, because it is going to become very finite, and I want you to all understand why the overreaction that we're seeing right now in the cryptocurrency space is unwarranted. There's no need for all these people to be panicking and going around and writing articles talking about, is Ethereum about to fall by 20%? No, it should not. If it does, it's because people haven't watched this video or people are still reading incorrect fake news. The news is that the SEC announced that Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, was being investigated. That's the news. Yes, I wish I could tell you some other way. So apparently, the news that we have gotten is that the SEC has been investigating the cryptocurrency exchange Kraken since the earliest I saw was 2019 regarding their practices on their cryptocurrency exchange. This is the news that we received. I can only say allegedly. I was not in the room. I am not the SEC. At the conclusion of this investigation by the US SEC, they fined Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, $30 million. The SEC made no mention of the United States. They made no mention of banning cryptocurrencies. They made no mention of stopping people around the world from being able to stake. Part of the problem is that I wrote on Twitter the information as I was trying to find it, but I said it'd be a lot easier and more easier to digest if it was actually in a video format, because a lot of people were writing on Twitter that the US SEC had just banned cryptocurrencies around the world. Incorrect. The US SEC does not have the power to, not only can they not ban cryptocurrencies, but they also cannot ban cryptocurrencies around the world. The SEC considers what Kraken did to be some type of an unregistered security falsity. I don't know exactly what word to put inside there. That cannot, the US SEC's arm does not reach around the entirety of the planet. What the US SEC is alleging is that apparently they said that Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, has been telling people allegedly fake numbers. It says, today we charge Kraken with failing to register the offer and sale of their crypto asset staking as a service program, whereby investors transfer crypto assets to Kraken for staking in exchange for advertised annual investment returns of as much as 21%. I saw the video from Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC. I mean, one of the most disgusting. Anyway, the point is, he alleged, so the entire allegation falls to, they said that on Kraken's website, they told people that you can stake X coin and you receive 7% back. Or they said you can do a coin and you will receive 5% back. However, Kraken was advertising that they would give people up to 21% back. They claimed that it was impossible for them to actually give 21% back when the coin or chain or platform should have only given 5 to 7%. The US SEC alleges that they believe that Kraken was doing something else with the cryptocurrency as opposed to just staking it. The idea being, if you yourself are staking Ethereum, you're supposed to receive 5 to 7% whatever on your own computer. If you give it to another cryptocurrency exchange, sometimes they'll offer you 4, 5, 7%. But in other cases, the US SEC alleged that Kraken would tell people, hey, you can receive 15%. And the US SEC said, that doesn't make any sense. If you're only supposed to be able to receive 7% from the protocol, why would you then be offering 15% for something else, which then led the US SEC to believe that Kraken was actually using user funds? This is all alleged. The US SEC believed, and Gary Gensler said, that they began to believe that this meant that Kraken could have been using user funds to trade with on the side, to do arbitrage, to do whatever they might have potentially been doing to get extra money to be able to fill in the blank to give you the actual 15%. Do you understand? The idea is the SEC has charged Kraken with the idea that the numbers that they were giving investors who were putting money onto their platform were false. The US SEC has not banned cryptocurrencies. They have not banned crypto staking. They have announced that what they saw Kraken doing, they believed that this was some type of an unregistered security offering, in that they said they think that Kraken should have been explicit in explaining exactly what was happening with customer funds, and the US SEC believed that they did not do that. As the lawsuit came to a finish, or whatever, the $30 million fine, Kraken themselves shut down their own United States crypto staking operations. Coinbase is not affected. Gemini is not affected. Binance US is not affected. All of this only happened to Kraken. That's why I said before we have another FTX situation where because I saw people also talking about they were selling off their Cardano. They're getting rid of other coins because the SEC crackdown is going to... No. The SEC said that they've been looking into Kraken for the last couple of years, and they believed that Kraken should have given more information as to what was happening with these staked assets, and that Kraken did not provide enough information to U.S. consumers or investors. They then received a $30 million fine, and then Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, which is not Bitcoin, and I know I have to clarify that for someone out there. Last year, people were asking if FTX made Bitcoin, like if they literally were the company who was printing and creating Bitcoin. Kraken is not Bitcoin. Kraken is not the cryptocurrency space. Kraken is not staking. They offer staking as a service. They are not Ethereum. They did not create Ethereum. They have nothing to do with Cardano. Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, after receiving the $30 million fine, agreed to shut down their own crypto staking service within the United States. Period. That's all that happened. And I know 3 people just went, oh, yeah. It says Kraken surrenders to SEC's crypto staking ban. There is no crypto staking ban. All the news that's being pushed out there are by people who are trying to get you once again terrified to sell off your coins. Coinbase's stock, I believe, fell by 14% because people didn't understand what was and what is going on. This all has to do with Kraken. We may at some point hear my words and hear them good. We may at some point hear that the SEC is also going after Coinbase, Gemini, and maybe Binance US. And that would only have to do with the fact that the SEC believed that they were giving false information to their consumers. Gary Gensler and the other people from the SEC said, if you are a cryptocurrency exchange and you are offering a staking service for Ether, let's say Coinbase is offering staking for Ether, which is supposed to be a huge thing in the next month when we actually get the next upgrade. And they say, we are giving you 5% for staking your Ether. They must be able to show that this is how much you would get from staking it yourself on the Ethereum network. Here's how much you are getting from Coinbase, and here's how much their fee is for staking. If they offer you 15%, the SEC believes that something is wrong. They're using user funds for something else. Right. So if we do hear that this is affecting other cryptocurrency exchanges, these other cryptocurrency exchanges are not the world. It only pertains to the ones within the United States, and it only affects United States of American retail cryptocurrency people who are investing. Is everyone getting it? There is no SEC crypto ban. And I'm repeating it over and over because someone out there is not going to get it. Someone's going to give the false news to their friend that the SEC banned crypto, and you don't understand how quickly this spreads like wildfire, like this hyper misinformation that tons of people will end up hearing. There's no ban. It only affects Kraken, one exchange, and it only affects people within the United States who were using Kraken. On top of that, Hester Pierce, who's one of the larger figures within the cryptocurrency community, she's one of the people who works for the SEC, said that she was quite upset at the way that the US SEC handled things. It's because they're corrupt. We all know that at this point. I mean, it's explicitly clear how corrupt they are. But she said that the problem is, and even we know that the problem is, that the SEC does regulation by enforcement and not by actual sitting you down and telling you that something is wrong. We've heard this many other times before. The US SEC will see you, and I'm air quoting here, they'll see you do something wrong for a number of years, and then 4 years later, they'll tell you that you did something wrong as opposed to telling you the day that they actually see it. If the US SEC actually cared about consumers and investors within the United States, and they assumed that Kraken had been doing something wrong for allegedly a number of years, and that was affecting the money that people within the United States had invested with Kraken, why would you not tell Kraken 4 years ago, before it maybe had a chance to do something negative to the money for people in the United States who have invested with them? Tell them the day of, not 4 years later, so that the SEC can make $30 million. That's the problem with the SEC. So this was also only exacerbated by the news yesterday also that stocks began to fall, as we have begun to get news once again that the Federal Reserve is announcing that they are not done with their rate hikes for interest rates, because they want to do as much as they possibly can to make sure that the level of inflation continues to decrease. So there was another announcement by someone from the Fed. He says that he wants to continue raising interest rates, potentially at a lower rate than 0.25. There have been indications that March might not be the end, because I'm not sure if a lot of you have been seeing news within the United States. A 10 or 12 pack of eggs is like $18 in some places. You think it's a joke? You can find it online. I saw a video. They were $9.99 for eggs. Some places are showing beef and chicken, $12, $14, $24. So that a lot of that is price gouging and should also be completely illegal, especially as wages have not gone up properly in the United States since the 1970s. But on top of the news that tons of stuff has been going up and inflation looks like it's going to be even worse, people from the Fed had begun to announce that they were thinking of potentially continuing to raise interest rates. The stock market reacted. It ended up going down. We had the same exact news at the exact same time from the US SEC, what they were doing against Kraken. The stock market went down. Crypto began to go down like normally, as we've been following the stock market. And then the news hit that the SEC was banning staking, and then the cryptocurrency market fell even further. Now you all understand this only affects Kraken and only affects people within the United States. Also, on top of that, I'm going to give you some wise words of wisdom here. If you are afraid of this happening to your cryptocurrency exchange, or you happen to have your money on Kraken right now and you are in the United States and are afraid that this could affect you, you are legally able to stake your own coins. The SEC cannot stop you from staking your own coins on your own computer. Let me make that explicitly clear. If you are within the United States and you are now affected by this thing because you have your money on Kraken, there are many other places. There's a self-custody, wallet that you can download on your computer. It is called Exodus. You can stake your own coins with an Exodus, and you actually hold your own keys to your wallet on your computer through Exodus as well. No, the SEC did not ban staking. They did not ban crypto. They did not ban Ethereum. This is not bad news for Ethereum. This is not bad news for Cardano or any other staking coin. I hope I made myself explicitly clear. This has almost nothing to do with the market or nothing to do with anyone else, especially, not to be mean, but Kraken is not the largest crypto exchange. They hold a sliver of what Coinbase and Binance actually does. So this was a hyper overreaction. Everything can go back to normal because nothing really insane went on. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed as I gave you the actual real news of what went on. This is nothing catastrophic. This is nothing insane. There's no contagion going on. There was no ban. Kraken agreed to shut down their service themselves, and I assume they will be coming back with it in about, I say, half a year or a year once they have the actual paperwork. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, commenting, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you!